So welcome back to my channel underneath the veil of marigolds, and today I'm going to show you guys some protection magics. It has occurred to me that a lot of you guys like the sour jar hex but don't understand that you do need protections up before you do that sort of magic. You can do a protection spell prior and perform that kind of magic, or wear protection, amulets, charms, bracelets, whatever. Like everything I have on is blessed to protect me and ward off any spiritual attacks, any intent from other practitioners or just people out and about that don't even practice but give off the evil eye and don't even realize it. There are things that need to be done prior that I don't explain every time I do some sort of magic like that. It's just something that comes naturally to me to have those protection wards and everything set up before I am doing that sort of magic. Especially if you're trying to hex or curse another witch and they have wards up and they return that shit back to you or do something even worse to you and you have no protections up whatsoever, then you're really fucked. You are going to be recovering from that for quite some time, depending on what they tried to do to you. So I would highly suggest to practice your protection magic. And this is a simple protection ward that you can hang up around your home, place on your altar, or place outside of your home, next to your door, wherever you want to hang it, really. It's called a witch's ladder and involves not magic. The witch's ladder has been around since around the 1800s. It's been discovered in England. But many other cultures have similar sort of hanging protection wards. They've been found in the Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico. There's a lot of Hispanic magic that has that sort of stuff too. Even the Egyptians have hanging wards that they would hang up. So this is not the only one. This is just the only one that they found in that time frame where they're like, hey, this looks like a witchy thing. And, you know, it got reported. Everybody made a big deal out of it. This is something that's very easy to do. Protection magic in general, to me, is very easy to do and should be something you do, I would say, quite often, especially if your protection ward has been damaged or broken through. Then I would refresh that as soon as possible when you have the time. It's just a security blanket in general, and I want to show you guys a little something to help protect yourselves, but this should not be the only thing you have to protect yourself. You should have many wards, many, and wear protection jewelry, talismans, amulets every fucking day, even if you are not practicing baneful magic, black magic, whatever the hell you want to call it. You should have these up. This is a protection measure, a safety measure for the practitioner. I'm gonna show you guys something today. Hopefully it'll help you out. And if you haven't already been doing this or whatnot, then kudos to you. But this is something simple and something that I like to do. And if you have a large stretch of property, you can make tons of these and just hang them all over your property. And you can make them look many, many different ways. The original one was made with feathers, but I'm not using feathers at all. I'm using other objects that correlate to protection and banishing and keeping people away from me and malicious spiritual intent away from me. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started. So these are the items you're going to need. I did opt out for another item that you don't see here in the beginning, but later on you will see that I'll be using it. You're going to need frankincense and myrrh, but you can use dragon's blood if you wish, or another type of incense that is highly protective. You will need black twine, a witch's burr, some rusted nails, some dehydrated chili peppers, an evil eye charm, and a cinnamon stick, and my return to sender oil. That binder clip actually does come in handy, so if you have something to fasten the twine down while you're braiding it, that would help a lot. So I measured out 3 cuts of twine here, and I'm using black because black is good to keep negative energies away. It helps to banish and it can absorb multiple hits. So that's why I'm using black. And I chose 3 lengths of this twine, and I'm going to braid it together because braiding locks in anything you want. You can manifest just about anything just by creating a braid, and many, many cultures stand by this belief. So first up is a cinnamon stick, which can be used for protection in general. You don't need to put any sigils or hieroglyphs on here if you do not want to. But I chose an ankh, a scarab, and a pentacle. And if you guys don't know, the pentacle is a very protective symbol. It's been used throughout many cultures. And the ankh, for the Egyptian beliefs, is that metaphysically protects you and physically protects you in this realm. And the scarab is also seen as a highly protective symbol. So that's why I used those three symbols. So this is the first knot, and when I'm tying the first knot, this is what I say. By knot of 1, the spell has begun. Next up is a rusted nail. And iron rusted nails can help you be protected spiritually, so that's what I'm using it here for. And this is going to be knot 2. Now I'm going to say, by knot of 2, I will come for you. Next up is a cat whisker, and I'm going to be using this whisker to help us stay safe from any sort of malicious spirits, because cats can walk between realms and they can see things that we cannot. So I'm going to add that on to this witch's ladder. And this will be knot 3, and I will say, by knot of 3, you will never be free. Next, we have a dehydrated chili pepper, and I'm going to be using this for banishing. This will be knot 4, and I'm going to say, by knot of 4, you are no more. Next, for item number 5, I'm going to use another rusted nail. Now you can repeat with just nails or just one single item for the whole ladder, but that's up to you. I like to interchange and mix up certain items so I can get the full benefit of being spiritually protected as well as physically protected. And that would have been knot of 5. And I would say by knot of 5, dead or alive. Next item is a witch's ball or a witch's burr, whatever you would like to call it. And this item can be used for hexing, cursing, and banishing, as well as protection. This is going to be knot number 6, and I'm going to say by knot of 6, this spell will stick. Next, I'm going to use another rusted nail, and this will be knot of 7. And I'm going to say, by knot of 7, your future 11. The next item is a broken piece of glass. This purpose of the glass is to see the reflection of the person and or entity that should not be there, and we're going to cast back any ill intent with this little mirror piece. This will be knot of 8, and I'm going to say, by knot of 8, you have met your fate. The last item is an evil eye charm. And this will be the 9th item, and this is to repel the evil eye. This will be the last knot. This is knot of 9. And I'm going to say, by knot of 9, you are now mine. As above, so below. And now I'm just going to place a little extra insight, a little more energy into it. And then I'm going to go ahead and hang it up next to a window or in front of a window, or outside on the property if you have a nice house and property, but I live in an apartment, so I have to get crafty where I put my wards. I like to tie a little loop at the top so I can hang it just about anywhere. So if you want a little loop, then make sure you leave enough room for it at the end. You could stop here if you wanted, but I'm going to douse the cord in some return to sender oil. This is optional. You don't have to do this, but I figured why not go the extra mile since I have it. And if you guys want to make this oil, it is on my channel. And there you have it. A home protection ward that keeps it spiritually protected as well as physically protected from harm. Now you know how to do a pretty easy protection ward that's actually really powerful depending on how you intertwine and braid your locks and the intent that you put into braiding the rope and tying the knots and the objects that you used to place within the knots and what kind of phrases that you spoke for each knot. You can make them rhyme, you don't have to make them rhyme. There's plenty of different phrases to say for this sort of thing. My protection magic, I like to be very strong. If someone messes with my home, anybody within my home, myself, then I am not going to show any mercy. Why the hell would I show any mercy to someone or something that's trying to cause me harm? So before they can fuck me up, I'm going to do it to them. Okay? So this kind of seems almost like a hex, like a protection hex, you know? But it is what it is. If you are trying to hurt me, anybody close to me, anybody that I love, then you're fucked. I will kill you. So this is the kind of intention and energy that I placed into this ward because you don't deserve any remorse. I don't feel guilty for what I've done to you when you try and break my wards. And you need to be strong within your belief that this is what it's going to take. This is what they deserve. Do not waver from that, or else your protection wards will be very weak and anybody can fucking break through them. This is not the only ward that you should have. You should have many of these. If you want to make tons of these and just put different objects in them and hang them all around your home or all over your property, you can. I've seen some other witches make kind of like pop-it stick dollies, and they would hang them in the trees in their yards and stuff, and it kind of looks like a real life servitor, which is really cool because most of the time when you create servitors, they are kind of like an imaginary thing that only you can see and serves you a purpose. But you can make one that looks physical and real, and that can ward off people from your property as well. So that's really cool. You can make dollies and hang them out of sticks and corn husks and all sorts of stuff. You don't have to make it look like this or make a witch's ladder in particular. You can literally get medallions, you can make amulets, you can hang them all over the place. You can bless your jewelry and hang that up as well. You don't have to make it look just like this. Everybody's wards are different and they all can work just as good. So get creative, make a fuck ton of them, and keep your protections up because at the end of the day, it keeps you and everyone you love safe. And especially since some people can be in the media eye, a lot of people tend to hate on you, cast the evil eye on you, and want to fuck your life up just because they don't like what you're doing or they're jealous of you or whatever it may be. Keep yourself safe because no one else is going to look out for you but you. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I hope you keep your protections up, stay safe, keep your home protected and everyone you love. And until next time, I will see all you lovely little brujitas later.